Okay, talking about dehumanization, um, and Yoav Gallant called you human animals, and I could go on for hundreds of declarations like that. And I could go also in the past. I remember when the former Minister of Justice, Sheked, made that Facebook post in which she called to genocide. And so my question is, how far goes in the past the process of dehumanization of Palestinians?
It is from the very beginning. It's in the DNA of settler colonies. It's not unique. Every settler colony, the settler colonists dehumanized the natives, dehumanized the indigenous population. That's in the DNA of any settler colonial project. Because otherwise, how could the settler colonists live with themselves, destroying, killing, massacring, committing genocide against indigenous people? They have to rationalize it in their heads to say, well, they're not really humans. It's like killing scorpions or killing snakes because you want safety where you're living. So you kill the indigenous because they're a threat. So you reverse, there's an inversion of the truth. The indigenous become the threat, and the settlers, the colonists, become those entitled to destroy the threats, basically. So this dehumanization has always been there in the Zionist project. Anyone who goes back to the Zionist literature in the 1930s, 20s, the dehumanization is very, very clear. In fact, some Zionist leaders, from right-wing Zionist leader like Jabotinsky, an extremely influential Zionist leader, as far back as the 1920s, wrote this short but extremely powerful pamphlet called The Iron Wall, in which he criticized his fellow Zionists from the more lefty types who were so racist to think that indigenous Palestinians can be bribed or destroyed and convinced to leave Palestine so that we can establish a Jewish supremacist state. And he said, they're not idiots. Natives will keep resisting us. Stop that delusional and kind of racist mentality. They will resist us. That's the natural way indigenous people resist colonists. And therefore, we have to build an iron wall that they cannot breach. This iron wall is not just a concrete wall, but wall in their minds. We have to keep hitting them so they give up. It's a wall of hopelessness. And that was Jabotinsky's answer to how to deal with the natives. So it's always been there, the dehumanization, but it has never reached this blatant, explicit, in-your-face level that we're seeing today. So the Zionist movement always tried to hide its deep, deep racism, its genocidal racism. Look at the Nakba. I mean, they destroyed many, hundreds and hundreds of Palestinian villages. They threw Palestinians into the fire in several villages, and that's very well documented by historians, including Israeli historians like Ilan Pappé. So the destruction of people killing pregnant women and killing children, that's always been there, but never so blatantly and so openly without any shame. They're telling the world, we don't care. We're powerful. We have the US and Europe behind us, and we can do whatever we wish to this indigenous population.